Hi, my name is Joe and I am a car enthusiast. Anybody who knows me knows I've had a lot of vehicles over the years and there's various reasons why I buy different ones. The vehicle that's outside this door I'm going to show you in a moment, which is a 2017 Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. It is a very special car and I'll talk to you a little bit about it and just give you an idea of what it's like. This car replaced my 2014 BMW M3, which is the F80, which is a great car, no doubt about it. It was pretty much king of the hill of those family four-door sedan, rear-wheel drive fun cars. And then, of course, when Alfa Romeo came out, it really put a cat amongst the pigeons. Now, the Alfa Romeo itself is a brand that is not as popular as its German counterparts, like your Mercedes, BMW, your Volkswagen, your Audis, etc., etc. But it does appeal to people who like things with more character. I will have, I'm sure, plenty of Beamers and Audis and stuff like that in years to come. But right now, I love my Alfa Romeo, and I'm going to show you why. One of the movies which helped me make my choice for this car is a movie called Six Underground, which is still on Netflix. Now, that movie was released around 2019 and has the likes of Ryan Reynolds, Melissa Lauren, who's really, two very big actors right there. Dave Franco from Have You Seen Me and Have You Seen Me Too, and there's a few other ones as well. The movie's directed by Michael Bay, and the hero car, of course, is a Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. Now, the colour that the car in the movie was a green colour, which is not actually an Alfa Romeo factory colour. In actual fact, the colour comes from McLaren, which I believe is called Avery Grass Green. Now, knowing that that movie inspired me, I had to do something about it, because my car, of course, was Vesuvio Grey Metallic, which is a beautiful colour, very similar to Daytona Grey, if you know your Audi colours. So my car was grey with silver wheels. But of course, knowing I like the movie so much, knowing there's not many of them in New Zealand, what I wanted to do was actually have one here which is very much close to the one from the movie itself, which is right behind me. So here we go. So this is the 2017 Alfa Romeo Giulia. This particular car, like I said, was grey and has just been wrapped as about 2 weeks ago in the very same Avery Grass Green. And just to give you an idea from the movie itself, that's what it looks like there. That's the movie I'm referring to, and that's it there. So yeah, plenty of inspiration from the poster on the wall. If you're not familiar with the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio, I'm happy to give you some, overall information of what it's like. So first of all, the configuration of the car is very similar to that of its German rivals. So it's rear-wheel drive, and it has plenty of grunt up the front. We're talking over 500 horsepower and a quarter mile of just over 11 seconds and a 0 to 100 in under 4 seconds. And that is a lot of performance. When this car was released, it was the same designer and the same engineer and the engineering team that overseen the Ferrari 458. And that same gentleman has actually moved on to Alpine, as far as I'm aware, which is the subsidiary of Renault. So this car is, as you can see, if you've seen the movie, you'll recognise it is very, very similar to the one from the movie, except the roof. What I've done is I've put it in carbon fibre black, and that's just to give it a bit more contrast. The roof of the car actually is carbon fibre, as is quite a lot of bits around the car as well. So I'll just give you a bit of an overview. So other than the aesthetics, which are carbon fibre, which is on all of the Quadrifoglios. Now the Quadrifoglio, just while I'm talking about that, actually means four-leaf clover. So feel free to look this up on the internet where this comes from, but it's back in the day when Enzo Ferrari himself was at Alfa Romeo, which is where he started his career, and the Quadrifoglio, aptly named the four-leaf clover, is on all the top spec vehicles. So you'll actually see on the inside of the vehicle as well, you'll see a little four-leaf clover down here in the bottom, just down that bottom corner, which is now just gone all bright on me. I'll get to the inside in a little minute. The car itself, actually just before I close that, the car itself, you'll see is, once the light decides to play ball, is actually dark grey metallic. Interestingly enough, the movie cars were actually red. So I quite like the fact this car is grey, because the contrast when you open the door isn't as shocking. If that was red, I think it would look a lot more severe and a lot more polarizing, should we say. So I'm just gonna pop the bonnet. The interior is the same as the one from the movie as well, which is the part leather, part Alcantara. The interior of these are beautiful, and the attention to detail with Alfa Romeo is literally second to none. I love the stitching of the leather. I love all the carbon fibre in and around the dash and across the centre console, and even around the door handles. It's a really, really nice place to be. And yes, of course, there's nothing wrong with the German rivals. It's just that coming straight out of the BMW, straight into the Alfa, there are things I like more about this than the other. The gear stick I'm not a huge fan of. I think the one in the BMW is nicer, but that's really just picking on something that is quite a small detail, to be honest. Practicality with one of these is pretty good, as you can see. I have a child seat in there, so yes, it is actually a family car. You might laugh at a 500 horsepower car being a family car, but you know, that's pretty much what I tell everybody it is. The wheels are lovely and grey. My car was actually silver wheels on the grey car, so I actually had to get these painted to match that one from the movie. But I'm glad I did so, because again, it all kind of works and ties in together, to be honest. I'll get to the engine in a little second. The front is quite neat on these cars because they have an active front splitter. So if you look down here underneath, you'll see this carbon fibre piece that goes across the front, and that basically opens and closes, or goes up and down if you want to say that, when you get to certain speeds to help that downforce. I'll pop the bonnet in a second. I just have to set my phone down. The colour is an interesting colour, and you tend to see it on a lot of supercars more commonly, and I guess that's why I tend to think it suits this quite well. The carbon fibre wrap on the roof is nothing compared to the real carbon fibre, but the roof is carbon fibre underneath, as is the bonnet, and the rest is purely aesthetics. The only other thing that you can't see, which is quite a cool thing in carbon fibre, is the prop shaft or drive shaft. The lights, of course, are tinted to match the one from the movie, and underneath you'll see it's all very factory and stock, this car. You can see the air diffuser under there. These make a wonderful noise. They're not like a V8 noise, and they're not like the AMG noise. I have to say, there's a combination of Ferrari or Maserati sound, as well as a little bit of four-cylinder AMG kind of mixed in. And those of you who know your cars will know that's not a bad combo. The number plates, as you can see, are 6 underground. You can't get any more letters in there on the plates here in New Zealand, but yeah, I think they look quite cool and they're quite befitting to the car. I'm just going to pause this while I open the bonnet. Okay, so here we go. This engine is the Ferrari derived F154 engine, and the Ferrari engine itself has come from, of course, the back of a Ferrari and been put up the front of this car. Now, those of you who have already counted, you'll see it has 6 cylinders, or V6, as you can see here. Now, what they've done is they've removed 2 of the cylinders to save on weight and put 2 very large turbos in there. And as a result, the vehicle has, like I said, over 500 horse. Depending on what website you go on, it ranges between 503, 505, 507, 508. So it really depends which website you're reading, but put it this way, with 600 newton meters of torque, it has plenty of grunt, and is good enough to put a smile on your face any old day. It's just such a beautiful car. The bonnet itself, as you'll probably see here, if I can just come out of the light, is carbon fibre, and you can actually see that when you're driving along, which is really quite neat. So you can see it when you're in the driver's seat. You can just see it along the edge under here, which is quite nice. So yeah, an absolutely stunning engine, and the noise it makes is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. This vehicle is 2017, and it's done, just clicked over today, 24,000 Ks. So, you know, this car's got quite low mileage considering 2017, and yeah, it's been a really well looked after car. Just because it's a fast car doesn't mean you have to drive it like you stole it. But believe you me, in the right place at the right time, this car can certainly put a smile on anybody's face. The green, I actually have come to love it. Yes, I seen it in the movie, and yes, I thought how absolutely, like a big child, how fantastic would that be to see this? Because, when you watch the movie, everything's very exciting. But living with something like this, I have to say, it looks astonishing. Not everybody's cup of tea, I get it, but for those people who dare to think outside the norm, go for it, do it, absolutely. My car was similar to my wife's Alfa Romeo's colour, maybe a fraction, one shade darker, but just doing this one simple thing, okay, it's not a cheap thing to do, but doing this one simple thing can absolutely transform the car, and it feels like a brand new car altogether. Now I'm going to start it up. It doesn't sound as good unless you're actually driving. You can see the nice little start-stop button here. So let me just turn on the exhaust. Hopefully you can hear that. Yes, they really do have a beautiful sound. And the interesting thing is, in the movie, sometimes you'll watch movies and the sound is imported and it's played over, and it's not necessarily the accurate sound. The sound of the car in the movie going through the tunnels is accurate. It literally does sound that good. So here you go. This is what my dark grey 2017 Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio looks like in every grass green, which is identical, apart from the roof, to the one from 6 Underground. And as far as I'm aware, in New Zealand, it is the only one of its kind. If you do get a chance to drive one of these cars, please do. If you get it close to even owning one of these, please do. They are truly something else. You will not regret it. Enjoy, and yeah, go see the movie if you haven't. Bye bye.